Welcome to Zentangle Project Pack No.18. This is day 10. My name is Rick.
Hi, I'm Maria, and we're going to do something a little different today. And we're going to use the number 10, which you can see I put some tape on it because it's so close to the 01 that sometimes if you're looking at the cap, you can't tell one from the other. So that's that. Okay, so we're going to work with this piece of paper, this tile, and we're going to start by folding it. And what I found that was this paper was really strong, and folding was a dream.
And you picked the fold with the logo down there
Right.
on the bottom. Yeah, it's very robust. And we encourage you to take a look at the introductory video because there's a lot of good information on using these tools, such as this burnisher.
Right. And like I said, it's so strong. You can fold it back and forth, and it'll still be fine. Okay, so now I'm folding it and then putting my nails across it to flatten it.
Speaking of strong, we saw on the app one of the tanglers had used a debosser and like etched into the pattern. It's really cool.
Okay, and with my pencil here, I'm going to do a border. And you can see when I'm drawing with my pencil like that, I'm looking at the edge, and my pencil just sort of automatically stops when you know what I mean. You're looking at the edge more than the line.
That's a really good point. So define that domain there.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Oh, well, there it is again. I can't go so many hours without doing a muka. So with my 01 pen, we're going to use muka as a string, so to speak.
Right. And this is something we talk about a lot, is that when you tangle, the benefit of tangling large with open spaces allows that tangle to create other spaces that, like a string would create, within which you can put other tangles. And that's just what Maria's doing here.
Mm-hmm. So these kissing mukas are creating sort of like a little heart shape. Kind of pretty. It's not really a heart, but a heart is such a strong shape. We're going to do it over and over.
And turning your tile however is comfortable for you to, follow the arc of that line.
To see what you're doing.
Right.
So you don't want your hand in the way. And you don't want to rub your hand up against things. So because, the pens need a certain amount of drying time. Not much, but a little. So here, again, you can see this heart shape starting.
So what it looks like you're doing is off of each of the larger
The corners.
edges
Yeah.
are these lovely two kissing or nearly kissing mukas coming into the middle. Nice. Holding your pen really relaxed, remembering to breathe, and remembering that this whole exercise is to give you inspiration that you will then take in your direction. So what Maria's doing here is using these mukas to set up these areas within which other magical things are going to happen.
So I'm going to aura this area here, make it a little bit smaller.
And also auraing like this, when you put something else into it, that gap of an aura is such a nice contrast to set off the various tangles instead of it being right next, touching to the mukha in this case.
That middle section I knew was going to be this beautiful shape. I don't even know what to call it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 6-sided? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beautiful.
So all of those sections now will be defined with an aura.
Almost like window frames, right?
With beveled glass almost,
yeah,
right?
beveled glass.
That would be a great window. Always think, oh, that was the last one, and then you see one more.
I know.
And you'll notice that when she's tangling her hand, the heel of her hand pretty much is always in the same place.
So I'm going to put some kind of crazy Knightsbridge in here, kind of bending the lines, so just to make it interesting. And they're how do I describe that? They're coming out from the top, smaller, and then getting bigger. See the lines? The spaces between them are getting a little bit bigger so that it'll have some dimension.
Well, it's almost like it's on a convex surface.
Right.
So once it's in one direction,
I'm going to do the same thing in another direction.
Instead of these perfect squares, you get these really cool diamond shapes like that.
Take your time with this.
And you'll notice how she started in the middle, right? You started in the middle.
I always do, because you can establish the strong points.
So this is the fun part of Knightsbridge here.
Okay, so when you're coloring in Knightsbridge, you want to have them kissing. The black squares have to be touching just on the corners. If you remember that, you are always going to go and write, instead of going to every other one, which always will fool you. You think you have control
Right.
over it, and you don't. They have the little tiny corners have to be touching.
Right, it's a little trick of the trade here.
Absolutely. And trust me on this one. I've done this so many times and had to figure out, okay, how did I miss that, you know? Now that's a strong start. I love
The drama of it is
the drama
great,
of Knightsbridge. Now these jelly rolls, this is the first time I'm going to bring this one out on one of mine. These are magic jelly rolls that sort of separate as they, talk about that, Rick, because...
Right. Well, as we mentioned in the introduction, these have a little metal flakes, or I don't know if they're metal, but they appear metallic. And these are silver, and as it dries, the flakes inside float up to the top and become this beautiful, like almost like silver leafing on this green background. But the cool thing about the translucent tile is that on the other side,
it looks different.
It's still green, and it's one color on one side and one on the other.
So you can see them, they're starting to dry, and you can see the silver coming in around the edges, like it's, I I don't
Right.
know. It's just a magic creation.
It's actually
beautiful.
fun to watch it
Yeah.
happen.
And I find that I like to do these things with the dots. To me, that these pens were made for that because you can get some intense color in there.
And to repeat ourselves, these take a little bit longer or a lot bit longer to dry. So
you want to keep your fingers off of them.
and you can see when it's dry, or pretty dry, because it's all silver.
Mm-hmm.
Really a nice effect.
So in these other ones here, I'm going to throw in some gorgeous bands to kind of complement the Knightsbridge.
Well, and I like how it's like there's almost a Knightsbridge-y effect where you've got the alternating Knightsbridge, you've got the alternating gorgeous lines, and then you've got the alternating black and white and color as well. It's pretty sweet.
I love gorgeous. Again, it's one of my go-to tangles because it has a strong presence. It'll liven up any tile that you need to wake up.
Well, and it's so flexible. You can put it inside any shape, and it also is a nice free-floating tangle. It can just appear out of thin air.
I like the way that you can sort of direct it. So you can see where I started to make it a little heavier on the bottom because I wanted to direct it in an unexpected direction here. It's almost like you're turning a steering wheel. You can guide it. Go up. See, I went down, and then I'm going to go up again. See it?
Right.
Give it some movement.
And again, she didn't start right at the edge. And yeah, be mindful as you're going along that the jelly roll is still probably drying. Nice. So I like the contrast of color as well as the contrast of shapes. So we've got the hard straight lines of Knightsbridge, we've got the alternating curving lines in black and white of Gorgeous, you've got the orbs in that beautiful teal green color.
I like to use the same tangles over and over on a tile surface to add to the pattern. And I mean that's again. So there's a pattern of gorgeouses, a pattern of patterns. Oh, I got that orange again.
Work with what you got.
Yeah.
At first I thought you were coloring them all in, but it's more shading around that center part. I think you got a new tortillon.
I did. I think Molly slipped it onto my desk. Here, Mom, use this one.
So that same effect will go just dropping some of that colored chalk here on the Gorgeous. Again, towards the middle.
Magic wand tortillons. I love those.
But such a simple touch, it really has a big effect there.
Unexpected too, right? You almost don't see it until you see it. Now here's this Micron 10, which is a great tool. I love it. It's this wonderful bold line that you can press pretty hard, but it's a consistent
Width.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Has a different use than the graphic one, which is, it might be about the same, right?
Right,
same
but that changes with pressure. This one doesn't.
Right. This one doesn't. It's got a real strong tip. I like it. So I'm reinforcing these lines on the outside. I felt they needed to be held together. And a lot of these decisions I make on the fly, just like you should. You don't have to worry about making those decisions until it comes to you. So here's the again the Micron 10. I'm going to go over just exactly what I did before.
Now this has been edited time-wise because the time that this video is running would not have been enough time for the jelly roll to dry.
Right.
So just a heads up there.
It took longer. I love that spot in the middle. It's beautiful. Beautiful shape.
So now you're using the 10 on the inside.
Right.
Very stained glassy.
Yep. It's like the lead, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a fun exercise just reinforcing these lines. And it really brings out the shape of the orid muka too.
Right. You almost don't see muka anymore. It's just the borders, right? Changes the functionality of it.
This would be a beautiful window. Can you imagine that? The muka done in like some beautiful mahogany and then stained glass inside. Nice. You're liking this orange here. But it works. It works really well. It
works really well, yeah. It's going to add some warmth, right?
Right up to the edge of that. It is very much like butter on this paper.
Right. And all of you, I hope you realize that you can make decisions as you go along about your tile. You know, everybody's got different colors going on and different shapes and sizes and directions, and always feel your way through. How fun is that? How cool.
Okay. I love the reflection on that. So again with the number 10. I think you like that so much from the other side.
For the other side looked so good that I decided to do it on this side too, and I think it was a good move. Again, designing on the fly. This is what Zentangle is about. You wouldn't be able to know if that's what you should do until the time comes.
Right.
And it also, especially with the jelly roll, it kind of holds that in, right?
Right, it goes right over it like a molding around like a real frame.
Right. Or the lid on a window.
Right. That was a good call. This nice mix of like delicateness and strong structure.
Nice. That really tidied it up to me, right? So the muka sort of sets into the background because it's just the 01. Look at that. See? That's, Whoa, and it caught the light there. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fun.
But wait, there's more.
There is definitely more here. So first, a chop and maybe a signature. And then, remember we folded it.
I love these little two-dimensional pieces that can sort of perch on a windowsill or on the top of a picture frame, or can even get tucked into a side or something of a mirror. That's cool.
So now we take it from 2 dimensions to 3 dimensions here and see what it is like on Maria's desk.
All my little prototypes.
Right? So last night, after it was
Unbeknownst
dark,
to me.
I set up the phone and put this on the dining room table and got these little lights from, these are from Molly's wedding.
Molly's wedding,
Molly
yeah,
and Nick's
yeah.
wedding. And I mean, you could probably use a candle, but we're being very careful and safe here.
I wouldn't put a candle near the paper, right?
And just using these little battery candles.
You can get them at a party store or like...
Yeah. Change the batteries.
They're kind of cool, especially if you're in a place where either it's too windy to have a candle or it's not safe. But how fun is that? Look at those.
Right?
These are my prototypes or proteges.
Proteges.
Look at that. How cool is that? And have those at a table, you know, like a bunch of them on a table when you're having a dinner party. Everybody got to take them home. Wouldn't that be cool?
Thank you so much for being with us on this adventure. Thank you for taking inspiration and taking it in your own direction and letting your light shine through this wonderful translucency tile. And we're going to do a little wrap-up in the next video. And again, thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing everything on the app. And you guys are great. Bye now.
See you later. Bye.